Welcome. I'm super excited to offer you this practice, a very simple practice for resolving tension. Tension is the only thing obscuring wakefulness, love, compassion, varieties of tension, physical tension, emotional tension, mental tension, obscured tension, tension hidden from our view, you know? So the breath is an interface between the body and consciousness. And the body is a kind of a corridor between the unconscious and the conscious. Sensations can let us know a lot about what we're holding on to from previous moments. And to be clear, you don't need to remember any stories about when the tension arose or what stimulated it. Likely there's multiple times, especially for something like chronic back pain or jaw tension or something like this. So let's begin the way I'd have you begin any practice. First, just take a comfortable upright posture. So if you're driving, pull over or save this for later. As you get more competency, more confidence in these skills and tools and practices, you'll be able to do them ongoingly. And I encourage you, in fact, I almost plead with you to be resolving tension consistently all day, every day, rather than letting it pile up. So, you're sitting in an upright posture. Let your spine be long without strain. You can have room to wiggle. You don't have to be ramrod straight. If you're in a chair, your feet are flat on the floor. If you are sitting on the floor, I always like to remind you, make sure that you're seated in such a way, you're on cushions or whatnot, or blocks or something that lifts your hips higher than your knees. Not terribly higher, just enough so that there's a slope between the top of your leg near your hip and your knee, so it slopes down. This preserves the curve in your low back. We don't need to add tension while we're trying to resolve it, you see? So you've established your posture, and now feel your breath. Feel the experience of breathing without describing it to yourself. So there's sensation. If you're breathing through your nose, there's just a very gentle sensation at the tip of the nose. There's a sensation of movement and temperature across the back of the throat. It's going to feel cooler on the way in, on the in-breath, and warmer on the way out. And then there's the expansion and release of the rib cage as the lungs fill and empty, fill and empty. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths through the whole body together. So I want you to imagine you're inhaling up through the soles of your feet, up to the space above the top of your head, but you're breathing into the whole body like you're inflating a balloon. And then have the feeling when you exhale, you just let go. So you can let go out of your hands and your feet and wherever, just have the feeling of let go. And if it comes out with an audible sigh, fine, let that happen. So we'll do 3 of those first, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the tools. Inhale deeply and let go. Inhale deeply. Let go. You're really letting go as you exhale. Inhale deeply and let go. Beautiful. So, just close your eyes for a moment and just notice how those 3 simple rounds of breath, how you're feeling now, how that may have affected you. So I feel like an electrical current. It's gentle, but like an electricity through my whole body. There's a vibrating from head to toe. And that's a good sign if that's happening for you. If there's areas where you're not feeling anything, well, that's a place you can work with the breath. That's a place where there's some form of tension, either physical or non-physical, like an emotional tension. So to support the practice, to support really just about any practice, it's very valuable. It's very, very supportive to relax the body, relax all the areas that you can, particularly any areas around the area of tension you're bringing your compassionate breath and softening to. Now the key here, the way I teach it, is called the 6 points of softening. If you prefer to just sweep up and down your body and let go as you exhale, that's fine. I find this is more efficient, and everything in between will soften. So you're going to be softening the soles of your feet, palms of your hands, corners of your eyes, region inside and around your ears, tongue and pelvic floor. I'm going to take you through it slower right now. So soften the soles of your feet like the way you would feel if you made a fist and you let it go. Bring that letting go feeling, that softening through the soles of your feet. Make it up that it's easy. So you're softening the skin, the tendons and connective tissue, as well as the muscles all the way to the bone. And just keep that letting go happening. And now do the same thing with the palms of your hands. No special hand position is needed. Although seated, you want your elbows at your sides so that your hands aren't pushing you back or pulling you forwards. Yeah, so you're softening the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands. Beautiful. You can inhale deeply, let go long. Yeah. And now you're still softening soles and palms, and you're softening the corners of your eyes, the inside and the outside corners, having that feeling like butter melting on a very hot day. Just melting the corners of the eyes. And you're also softening the entire region inside and around your ears. Just make it up that that's easy. You have the general sense of where your ears are, even if you can't yet feel sensation there. So far you're softening soles of the feet, palms of your hands, corners of the eyes, region of the ears. And now, softening your tongue as it rests deeply in the floor of your mouth. Ah, lovely. Yeah. And then all the little muscles that run through the pelvic floor groin region. You've got the pubococcygeal muscle called PC muscle. This is the muscle you use to start and stop the flow of urine. And then the sphincter muscle. This is how if you don't want to pass gas, you kind of hold there. I know it might seem a little bit TMI, but it's a way to actually orient you very quickly to where these things are. So that whole region, you want to make that soft. We have this habit of gripping there. It's often a response to discomfort in something we're perceiving or thinking. And it's become this habit. So we want to learn to soften it because it's going to allow us to feel more grounded. There's a very important series of energy centers here that as we learn to relax this whole pelvic floor region, these energy centers can flourish and support us in infinitely more ways than we could imagine. So you're softening soles, palms, eyes, ears, tongue, pelvic floor groin region. Eyes, ears, tongue, hands, feet. Yeah, soles, palms, eyes, ears, tongue, pelvic floor. You're doing great. You're doing great. So now we're going to go a little deeper. So we want to begin by noticing what's alive. What's alive? Where's their pulsation? Where's their aliveness? We're going to check in with that again. So I noticed that in this moment, my heart feels really full. Prior to shooting this video, I was working on content for my Empowered You membership community on the subject of compassion, and I just feel really lit up, and I particularly notice it in what I'll call the heart region. So what's a place where you can find some aliveness right now in your body? And then breathe into that, showing your appreciation into it. And then as you exhale, have the feeling to let it expand and form like a large, maybe like a golden bubble all around you that's nourishing you and supporting you in all ways. You can breathe into it again and let that bubble just kind of get stronger around you, yeah? So this is giving you, I hope, a greater feeling of safety and protection, soothing and comfort, as we go into work with some area of holding or tension. Now, if you don't yet sense an area of aliveness, I want you to imagine that you're seated in your own personal sunshine. That there's a big orb of sun all around you, golden white, infinite light, so full of power. I mean, think about the amount of nourishment that it gives to everything on the earth, the sun. So you're seated in a sun, your own personal sun, in the energy of your own aliveness. And so it's supporting you. It's upholding you. It's holding space for you, if you understand that term. So now I'd be scanning your body and just pick one place, just one place. So right now I notice in my mid-back, just below my shoulder blades near my spine, I'm like, ooh, there's some tension there. I lifted at the gym and I focused on back muscles the other day, and I'm really noticing it today. So that's the area I'm going to work on. Is it only about that workout? Probably not. This is an area that's right behind the heart center. So I've been working with this for years and progressively whittling away, dissolving any old holding there. And I also I'm told by my care providers that I have a touch of scoliosis back there. So I've been playfully working with releasing all that. So what's your area? So you're seated in this sphere, this beautiful, living, breathing, compassionate sphere of aliveness, or the sun. You've picked an area. And now the breath is very simple. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you're going to breathe in a little sharper and deeper than ordinary breathing, just sitting around, watching the wind blow outside or watching the leaves on the trees. You can breathe a little deeper on the inhales and let go, really let go. So as you let go, if you're new to getting the feeling of letting go in other parts of the body, have the feeling of deeply letting go simultaneously in the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands, like you're setting down a burden, yeah? You're setting down a burden out your hands and feet. But you're really bringing that feeling of letting go into the area you're working with. Now, extra pro tip here. You're not pushing anything away because all tension is made of source energy. The source of creation, the source of the entire universe is what makes up everything. So even tension or discomfort is still made of that same energy. So you don't need to push anything away or get rid of anything. What you're doing is dissolving the tension so that it then becomes free energy, and your body will immediately use this. Acupuncturists understand this. Network chiropractors understand this, and other practitioners as well. So you've got your area. You breathe into it. And let go on the exhale. And as you're breathing, really feel what's there. Let yourself feel. There may be emotion that comes up. There may just be sensations, simple sensations, but let yourself feel. If it becomes too overwhelming, return to just slow breathing, radically slow down your exhales. If your eyes are closed, open them and wait until you can work with a facilitator like myself or somebody else who can support you, either in a group or one-on-one. So otherwise, let's keep going. Notice my breath just slowed down a little bit. That can happen. So you don't want to be holding on to there's only one way to do this and it has to be super intense the whole time. No. You want to be flexible, like you're surfing in the ocean. You're flowing with the water, not pushing against it. So you're flowing with how the body's unraveling its tension and releasing creative energy rather than trying to force something to happen. Please don't try and force anything. That'll just create more tension. Oh, yeah. So maybe you're beginning to feel a release. I know I am. Now I'm feeling some of the energy unblock and starting to move down my spine towards my tailbone. It really feels like it's nourishing my low back. What are you noticing? Let's keep breathing together. Beautiful. Maybe take your last couple rounds of breath for now. And if you want to keep going, just pause the video and keep going. You know what to do now. You can. So if you're going to wind up your practice for this short practice together, you take your last big breath. If you like, just close your eyes now that you're kind of more in stillness or a greater stillness, and just notice what you're feeling. What are you feeling? That electricity I felt on the surface of my body, I can actually sense it through the whole body, deep inside, even in the bones. And this may sound strange to you, but I really do feel it pulsating in the field around my body very, very strongly, very powerfully. This is an ideal place after you've done some work like this, to let yourself go into meditation. There's a natural pull inward into a meditative awareness, and just be there as long as you can. So this is really valuable work. This is the main practice I'm doing all day, every day, outside of my mantra practice. This is it, right here. Meeting tension as I notice it, and letting go, and feeling it fully. And this is the work that I'm facilitating in what I call the Soma Sessions. Soma is a word that's been used by the Greeks. I'm more familiar with it from the Vedas, and the Vedic understanding, the nectar of immortality. And in common times, in this postmodern world, there's a term somatic work. So that refers to work that is inclusive of and working with the body. So talk therapy by itself can be very helpful for certain things, but it's not somatic. So somatic would be while you're working with your facilitator telling the story, like I do in my private sessions with you, saying, okay, where is that in your body? Let's take some breaths, let's feel it fully, let's do this integrative work, this somatic work. So I teach what's called the Soma Sessions. And there are these sessions, they run about an hour, and usually you're going to have a theme, a particular area of focus that you're not limited to. And I often have music playing in the background that's not too intrusive, but supportive, I hope, and helping you to feel. And I walk you through 3 different types of breathing between the nose or the mouth that you have choices about. And in a 4th breath, if you need to bring things down quickly, if you need to bring the energy down. People have incredible insights spontaneously burst as the tension releases, spontaneous bursting forth of insights, intuition, solutions that seemed hidden now seem obvious. So all sorts of things arise. And also the feeling of equanimity that builds each time you trust yourself more with this practice. So I'll put a link below this in the video for you to explore the Soma Sessions. May the fruits of our inner work uplift all beings as well as the earth. May we be happy, may we be well, and may we feel thoroughly loved. May it be so, and so it is. I'll see you soon. Maybe I'll see you in the Soma Sessions.